television program for children made its unauspicious debut on station WQED in Pittsburgh. Its host, Fred Rogers.
Mr. Rogers?
Yes?
I want to tell you something.
What would you like to tell me?
I like you.
I like you, my dear. Thank you very much for telling me that.
If you take all of the elements that make good television and do the exact opposite, you have Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Low production values, simple set, unlikely star. Yet, it worked.
Hello. I've always felt that I didn't need to put on a funny hat or jump through the hoop to have a relationship with a child.
He was always trying to get a message across in every show.
A week on death.
What does assassination mean?
On divorce.
Some people get married, and after a while, they're so unhappy that they don't want to be married anymore.
He was radical. I know everyone says that, but he was radical.
They didn't want black people to come and swim in their swimming pools. My being on the program was a statement for Fred.
A neighborhood was a place where, at times that you felt worried, scared, unsafe, would take care of you.
He had a singular vision of kindness and love.
Love is at the root of everything. All learning, all relationships, love or the lack of it. Children have very deep feelings, just the way everybody does. There must be times when you do feel blue. I'm not feeling blue right now, though.
Me neither.
Won't you be my neighbor? Well, I suppose it's an invitation. It's an invitation for somebody to be close to you. The greatest thing that we can do is to help somebody know that they're loved and capable of loving. Won't you please, won't you please, please won't you be my neighbor?
Hey everybody, so I have a review of a documentary that came out a little while ago, but I just wanted to talk about it real quick, called Won't You Be My Neighbor, directed by Morgan Neville, who directed a documentary a few years ago called Best of Enemies, Buckley versus Vidal. And I saw Won't You Be My Neighbor just on a whim, mainly because I just wanted to see what it was about. Turns out it's actually about Fred Rogers and Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And it's a show that I watched all the time growing up. I was obsessed with it as a kid. Everybody knows, from my generation at least, who Mr. Rogers was. And this is a documentary that will make you cry. You will cry within the first 10 minutes.
Or you're not human.
You're not human when they pull out the little train car from the box, the very same one that they use on the back set of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. You will definitely tear up. And it's one of those documentaries that is not about like casting some light on some horrible thing that he did. There was rumors that Fred Rogers was a sniper in Vietnam, which is all complete lies. He was just a genuinely decent person, all the way through and through. A genuinely decent person. I believe he was a minister that eventually, before he went on to receive his title, left to go work in television. He figured it would be a good outlet for getting kids to become educated as well as entertained, and also increase their self-esteem. And he just was a genuinely nice guy. Exactly who he was on screen, exactly who he was off screen, it's the same thing. And so this documentary really just highlights the entire development of his show, all the way from the early grassroots times up until it became one of the most popular shows on public access television. And it goes into how in current times, how kids don't really have a lot of great television anymore. They don't have anything that just sits kids down to just educate them as well as entertain them. It's almost like you're constantly barraging them with sound and crazy antics, people hitting each other, and it's not really in any way helping them mentally. If anything, it's kind of degrading to them. It treats them like idiots. Fred Rogers never did that. And so you watch this documentary and you see just how he really genuinely cared about the people that he was bringing this show to. So if you get a chance to see it, it's been out for a little while. It's one of those films that you kind of have to see. I guarantee we'll win a ton of awards this year. And you will definitely cry. I cry about like 5 or 6 times.
Crying's okay.
It was one of those movies where it's like I don't cry often, but that was one of those I lost it at certain points. So definitely check it out. Won't You Be My Neighbor? It's a fantastic documentary. Highly, highly recommended.
We'll be right back.